Hey guys, it's your boy APT Songs here. My wonderful friend here, Ty.
Yes.
We just finished seeing a movie in the theater, and so we're going to review it for you. And this time it is for the movie
Fast and the Furious, Hobbs and Shaw.
Oh yeah.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is...
So we're going to tell you guys what our thoughts are about the movie and then let you guys know if you should see it or not. So, this is a spin-off from the Fast and Furious franchise featuring the characters Hobbs and Shaw from that franchise. One that was a bad guy, one that was a cop, and now they've got their own little thing going on over here. So the general plot basically is that Hobbs' sister, she's also one of those spy type people, and she manages to capture this virus that's supposed to be going out, and she injects it into herself to...
Spoilers.
I can say
Spoilers.
I'm giving the gist.
Okay.
Okay. Basically, she gets this virus, and then she's trying to like get away from the people that are chasing after her, and so it's up to Hobbs and Shaw to find her. They get recruited to try to track her down to capture her, and in the process, they are trying to protect her from this guy Brixton, who is a super soldier that Shaw used to work with before he tried to kill him, and he got brought back to life by this evil organization. Obviously, Hobbs and Shaw, since they were, and you guys saw them in Fast 8, it was Fast 8, Furious 8, Fate of the Furious.
I don't know the title. It was 8.
Yeah, Fate of the Furious. They were obviously going against each other, and so that is also happening here. There's a lot of quips. There's a lot of male aggression towards each other, but they ultimately come together to try to save the world and Shaw's sister. Does that pretty much accurately describe what's going on?
Pretty much. So just expect, a lot of that didn't happen.
Yes.
A lot of they died 7,000 times.
7,000 times.
A lot of I hate you. You know why I hate you?
Why you hate me?
I hate you because your face.
I hate you because of your voice.
Yes.
Yes.
That's what you're doing.
That's
pretty much throughout the whole
It's the whole movie,
thing.
yeah. And I love action movies, so I don't have a problem with anything that happened in terms of like, there's death-defying things that you're looking at, like they should have died here, here, and here.
It comes with the territory.
It comes. This would have never happened.
Yeah.
But it's why you go to the movies. It's fun stuff to see people put themselves in these deathly situations that they're going to get out of, but that would be impossible.
I think the best summary I actually heard an article say about him is just that this movie made Marvel's action believable.
I mean, no spoilers, but there's like a whole scene involving a bunch of cars and a helicopter on a cliff.
Yes.
And you're just sitting there just like...
You know how like one of the Fast and Furious, they were jumping off like, what were they in? Like, not Italy, Egypt, or like one of those Middle Eastern
like where
ones.
they like the big...
And they like
go from
jumped
one
off
building
the
to
high
next
rise,
one?
the other one.
Yeah.
It was in that level, but it's more ridiculous. It was, well, actually, probably the same ridiculousness.
Yeah,
But still,
yeah.
like, on that level.
But again, I know going in this is what I'm getting, so I'm not mad at
Yes.
that. Now, the characters themselves, I gotta say, obviously, goes without saying, The Rock, amazing. Jason Statham, amazing. Like, they had their chemistry already from the previous movies, and it's amplified here.
Yeah.
It's, they have their quips when they're, they don't want to work with each other, but they have to. It was nice, though, to expand their characters, because obviously in the Fast and Furious franchise, you're really focusing more on, like, Vin Diesel and his family.
Yeah.
And this one, like, especially with The Rock's character, I thought that there were more layers to him, because in those movies, he really is more just kind of like, oh, I'm big bad ass, blah, 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 blah. And this one, you got to see he has a daughter, he has a family he's trying to reconnect with, he has, like, other things that he cares about, while still, like, having some of those same characteristics, but it was just nice to have a deeper layer of that. The bad guy in this, played by Idris Elba, his name is Brixton. I thought he did a great job, too.
Yes,
the whole
did.
Black Superman thing. Like, his character
He really
just...
was Superman.
Man,
well,
like...
actually, correction, Batman.
Oh, yes. Batman. He was Batman. At one point, he was Iron Man.
Captain America.
Captain America.
He was everybody.
Like, he played a lot of heroes, but he had
Let's just say they'll have an homage to the Marvel universe. There's a lot of homages to the universe.
Yes,
that
yes,
you
it really
will see.
is.
The sister was badass. All I gotta say.
By all means, she held her own in all the scenes. She knew how to kick butt and take
Vanessa,
names.
you're awesome.
Yeah, she did a nice looking face to see on screen. Like, oh, she's a nice looking face.
Yeah,
and she gelled well with the chemistry of the cast. Like, obviously, she's a newcomer to, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Jason Statham's chemistry, but she really did add a nice element and was able to at times connect them together to where it helped them bond a little bit more.
You can tell the director is very macho. Like the first shot was the camera rolling. I watch camera angles. Camera rolling around a girl's ass to get all the way back to Jason's. And I'm like, but why?
And I didn't even notice
But
that.
why?
Isn't that sad?
But why? And they have a character who, like, I just need her to get better parts.
Oh, Eliza Gomez.
Eliza Gomez,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
she was literally just like the stereotypical like Latina sexy girl who like has
in
armory
Russia, by
to
the way.
give you
A
in
Latina
Russia.
in Russia.
And I was just like, but why? But can you give her a better storyline?
Her whole time on screen was like near the beginning when you see her in bed with Shaw, and then later on in the movie when like she kisses him and then gives him weapons. But she's still dressed up in model sexy clothes. But you know, it's Fast Furious. It comes with the territory. Speaking of that, I really did feel like this really was its own thing. Like it definitely, because of the characters that are in it, it's definitely connected to the Fast and Furious world in that way. But if you didn't have the tag of Fast and Furious Presents on here, it'd be its own movie.
Yeah, they did a really great job of differentiating it from the series. But then they also gave us a little bit of elements of the Fast and the Furious. Like there was one point towards the end, I'm not gonna give you spoilers, but towards the end with all the drama of the action, stuff like that, you really felt like you were in Fast and Furious. I was like, nah, this is what Fast and Furious is. The
scenes where they're like racing away from the bad guys through the city, I thought that was equally as impressive in terms of like having the Fast and Furious feel, because like they're zooming through the streets and like the things that they do with motorcycles that again would not happen. It did not happen, but it was very entertaining to watch. And I was like, you know what? That's some stuff they had to pull off from Fast and Furious. I'm glad they put that in there.
Yes. Some great cameos. Some great cameos.
God.
We're not going to tell you who they are, but they're great.
And for me, I felt like the cameos, because of the people that they used for these cameos, it took me out of the movie for a second because of who they were. But I still enjoyed the moment. Like, I wasn't mad that moment was there. I just was just like, they just put this in here because they know we
like,
see that. Like,
these main actors have connections to other actors.
Pretty
who
much.
We can pull, like, so let's pull them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
If there were any like critiques of the movie, honestly, one of the big ones that I would say, I know this is probably weird coming from a guy, is there were a lot of ball and penis jokes in this movie.
It's a male.
It is, but I mean, I noticed the number of times they said balls. If this was a drinking game, I would be slurring right now on this review. Like,
this is a male.
It is. That is
franchise.
No excuse. That is no excuse. And then I was happy that the CGI in this movie was not as much as in previous movies. But there were moments where I could tell that they were using it. I was like, okay, this is definitely like, this is definitely where they're using CGI. It's not a major distraction because most of the movie they don't really use it. But the parts that they did, I could tell like, okay, this is they needed to use it for this. It's whatever.
So let's just say, great action. A lot of it didn't happen moments. A lot of they died several thousand times. Had some really great universal themes about family and things like that were very appreciative. And yeah, I would say you can go see it. Just know that like you might laugh, you might roll your eyes, you might be like, oh my gosh. But just know that comes with the territory.
Leave your brain at the door.
Yes.
Come in. It's mindless action, but actually I thought this one in particular, I thought they were very good at, like, this movie felt like it had a focal point. Like it had like a plot that it was going to do, and it did it. It didn't like have a lot of deviations from it, and it actually, for me, made it a better movie structurally.
A lot of foreshadowing that was actually delivered.
And they do set up some good stuff for whether they use it in a sequel to this movie or a sequel to the Fast and Furious franchise itself. But yeah, I had a great time. The action was great, superb. I thought the acting, I mean, The Rock on screen is always great. The chemistry he has with other actors is great, and the other ones played a really good part too. The cameos were excellent. So if you like Fast and Furious and you like mindless action movies, you're not going to be mad. If you're wanted to go in there looking for Shakespeare,
do not.
You're not going to get that, but it's still good. Like the dialogue, I wasn't mad at the dialogue at all. I thought it was pretty good script wise. I thought that
it was cheesy.
Yeah, it was what it was. You're getting The Rock and you're getting Jason Statham fighting with and saving the world. You're gonna like it if you go see it.
Pretty much.
So that's all I got for this review. Thank you, Ty, for helping me with this because I'm glad to see you had a good time at it as well.
Yes.
For more of these reviews, go to youtube.com/APT songs, and I will catch you guys on the next review.
Yes, I will.
Yes, I will. I'm out. Peace.